It's really easy to feel small in this world. You consider how much people there are and how much people there have been, how big our universe really is to the point that no one can really comprehend it. Um, and sometimes I get this feeling that I have to ask myself, do I dare um, disturb the universe? And what I mean by that is, just by existing, if I'm causing any harm to anything, or if just all of us humans are occupying the earth in some kind of way that doesn't benefit it, or if I even deserve existence in the first place, because none of us voluntarily chose to live. It's kind of like life was just given to us by the virtue of our parents, a man and a woman, and we are born and suddenly we have so much to do in this life, and sometimes it can feel undeserving. You feel undeserving of occupying the same space as all these people. When you look at historical figures and you look at the great accomplishments of us human beings, how we built the pyramids and we built skyscrapers, and you look at yourself and you're only just a part of the 8 billion, and you realize maybe you're not that special. But I don't think the problem is that you look at yourself among the crowd and you realize that you're not special. I don't think the problem is that. I think the problem right now for me is feeling like trying to find a sense of belonging, and not necessarily belonging in the crowd, because I don't think I've ever been that kind of person to want to feel involved in a group of people. But I feel like I've always been the person to involve myself in a group of people and seem to be involved when I'm really just trying to fit in. And this whole dilemma of trying to fit in is a very true thing that we all experience, I'm sure. But feeling like you're intruding upon the world and upon the people that you know, I feel like sometimes my whole existence is a burden. Not in the sense that I'm trying to belittle myself, or I'm seeking pity from other people. Like, oh, you're not, don't say that. I think that maybe when you're just at this age, at a very ripe age, and you haven't done that much, and there's not that much to your name, you feel so small, so little, and so insignificant that it feels unworthy to even be here, or to share the same air as these people who have accomplished so much things, and to even dare to strive for something higher than that. When you fully grow into your own skin and you feel comfortable with your own self, with your emotions and your body and your soul, and you have a sense of harmony within yourself, your self-image is in harmony with your mind and your emotions, I feel like you're challenging the world in some way, because you're challenging everything that opposes you. And everything that does oppose you is literally everything around you, because everything around you is dying. We are all dying, and everything is temporary. And these things that we do, we create art, we watch entertainment, we do fun things to build memories with people that mean a lot to us. We love things and we love people. We fall in love, fall out of love. All these things we do to strive for something more than the current moment. We want to make something that will last a long time, something that isn't ephemeral, something that will stay with us after the seasons have changed, after a lot of time, something we can look back on at the end of our lives. And all of this is just some puny attempt at being eternal and making moments eternal. We make art so that maybe the future generation can read our art and realize that even though we're dead, we're still alive through that art. And I think everything that we do is some kind of effort at immortality, and that's a very wild take. But I think that the importance of that and the meaningfulness in these experiences can be taken from how little we are really, and how small these experiences are when you look at the grand scheme of things and how the world happens, how humans have existed for a very short time in comparison with other things before us, like the dinosaurs or other prehistoric times and all that, whatever. we haven't occupied much. And our lives, when you look at it in this way, feel very short, and we feel very futile, but it's all worth it because we do these things to make us feel better. We talk to people, and we make memories. But at the same time, feeling too small, and feeling like I'm interrupting the natural flow of the world, sometimes it feels like I'm forcing my will upon the universe. And I think I've made this video before that what the universe wants from me is something that I don't know. And it could be that what I want for myself is disconnected from what the universe is going to give me. And so there might be this dissonance between what the universe is willing to happen versus what I want to happen. And if I want to force my way, and if I want to work hard to get what I really want, I could be going up against the universe. I could be going up against fate. And obviously these are invisible enemies. These aren't real things that you can look at and try to counteract. These are just ideas that what you want might not happen. But I feel the universal force of like how the universe makes you feel things. It gives you intuition. Intuition as your communication with the universe and other worldly forces. You can call it God, you can call it religion. These things kind of talk to you. And it is part of my belief that the universe kind of strings moments together. We're all just watching things unravel and unfold in the way that the universe wants to see. And the universe is kind of stringing all these moments together, and you can't really control it. It's a river that we're all part of, and we're all swimming in it. And you can be swimming toward the current, or you could be swimming against the current. And if your will is something that the universe doesn't agree with, or if you think that your goals aren't aligned with what your life is projected towards, and if your direction is your own entirely, sometimes you feel like you're swimming against the current. It's like you're trying to fight things that you can't even see, you don't even know, and you feel like you don't belong. But I feel like all these sensations and all these feelings of not belonging, and having something that you can't explain, feeling this desire to achieve what you want, regardless if the universe will give it to you or not. I know I've mentioned this in a previous video, how I feel like, what if my will is against the universe? And am I going against the universe? But I think, no, I think that your place in the universe is pretty, it's malleable, it's subject to change, and change is one of the vessels, one of the vehicles that the universe moves forward with. It's one of the things that move us forward. And to not change, to live a life without change, is to not live a life at all. Because the whole idea of change is that things aren't the same, and things will never be the same anyways. And it would be foolish to want things to be the same always, because that means you're not really moving forward, and you're not going with the times, because the universe will naturally let everything change by the way of how things are. And just as everything happens, as time goes by, as the universe unfolds and unravels, we see that nothing will stay. Only a few will stay, because everything is indeed temporary. The ephemerality of everything around us and us, ourselves. It's like watching a flower grow in a garden and slowly watching it wilt until it becomes gray and it falls and there's nothing there. And it would be fine to cry about it, that the flower's gone, but it would be better to appreciate it for existing in the first place. And it would be wrong to say that it intruded in the garden, that it didn't belong in the garden, because that's what happens. That's where flowers grow and die and are planted again once more. And that's where lives just bloom and blossom and whatever this analogy is, wherever it's going. And I don't know if right now I'm just having this debate with myself if life is important or if I need to belong. I need a sense of belonging to feel worthy enough to live, or feel worthy enough to do what I really want to do. And I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm feeling some dissonance or some disconnect between the things that I want and the things that I feel, so I don't feel like I belong. And it's a really difficult thing to explain, the sense of belonging, because what are you belonging to? And maybe it's my own thoughts. I don't belong in my own thoughts because my thoughts are sometimes they feel like they're spiraling. Sometimes they feel like my thoughts are darting across the room and I'm trying to dodge them, and I can't really those thoughts at random just clashing with each other and not agreeing on anything, but you know that you have a direction, you know that you have a will and things that you want. And it's difficult to take your own mind and straighten it out and line it up perfectly, keep order within your own mind. At least I've always struggled with it. So it's very normal for me to have these kinds of things where I'm talking about multiple things and trying to put it all together, trying to take the pieces and make a full puzzle. But rather than that, I think I'm just taking pieces and putting it together to see some kind of blurry image and not the whole thing. They're not in the right place. I think that I shouldn't be scared, and no one should really be scared to be here. If you don't feel like you belong in the world, you need to find something to belong to. Belonging in a family, in a household, in your own self, in your own emotions, in your own thoughts. Because that whole topic about feeling like you belong somewhere and the sense of not belonging anywhere, it's a really emotional thing, and I think that it can really hurt someone when they feel like they're not worthy of something or they feel invalidated. So I think that finding a home in your own mind, in your own soul, being comfortable with that is a very important thing. And maybe when I am comfortable in my own skin with my own thoughts, will I find the answers to all these questions. But even then, I don't think any of these questions have answers in the first place. So it's really just running circles in my mind with these topics that I kind of enjoy talking about, just expressing what I feel. And that's really all this is. And that's what this video is. And it was kind of a long one, but I'll see you in the next video, I guess.